Recipe notes for my favorite pimento cheese ever. Okay, there are about 1,000,001 different recipes for Southern style pimento cheese out there on the internet. I realized this, but I had to add mine to the mix. This is one of my favorite things to make of all time. I make this anytime I entertain or have anyone over to my house. It's so simple and it's so good, and everyone always loves it. So I wanted to just go over a few of the simple need to knows here in today's recipe notes. Okay, so pimento cheese is a really simple dip or spread that you find all over the place in the South. People refer to it as a Southern food because that's really where you see it, but it actually is not originally from the South. It was kind of conceived in New York and up north, and due to a lot of different agricultural practices, the wind just kind of blew it all over the South, and it became popular. Down here, like where I live in Charleston, you find it everywhere. And the word pimento just refers to the little roasted red peppers that you find in these recipes. And you can find jars of pimentos usually in the Italian section or in the jarred or canned vegetable section of any supermarket. And I always call for a 4-ounce jar. Sometimes they're large, and if they are, you can just chop them up and then drain them and toss them in the mix. So the other half of pimento cheese, obviously, is the cheese, and this is the most important part of the recipe. Not all cheeses or cheddars are created equal. You have to use extra sharp. That's the most important part of my recipe, at least. I think extra sharp cheddar makes this. If you don't choose the extra sharp, it's gonna taste like something's just missing. So I always say the sharper the better, and you also want to always make sure you grate the cheese fresh. Yeah, this is not a time or place to cut corners when it comes to the cheese. You can, of course, buy pre-shredded cheddar cheese. That's available, but it always comes with this sort of powder-like preservative that coats all of the little individual shreds, and that's not good eats. It's not delicious, and the flavor is like diluted dramatically. So it's worth taking, I don't know, 2, 3 minutes to just grate a block of cheese yourself, because your dip will be all the better for it, I promise. So my recipe really is pared down. It's very minimalist and simple. It's got just the things you need to make it extraordinary. Nothing more, nothing less. We've got amazing cheese. You've got pimentos, a little bit of mayonnaise, just enough to bind it together. It's always less than you think it's going to be. And I use just a hint of onion and a little garlic powder just to kind of round out and deepen the flavors. A lot of pimento cheese recipes call for cream cheese, which is really good, and I like that just fine, but I find that it's not necessary. I think this stuff eats just as well with just a little bit of mayonnaise. But cream cheese can be really nice in a pimento cheese if you're using it as a spread on like a burger or a grilled cheese that's going to be heated. Cream cheese really works well in those kinds of situations. But for my purposes here today, I'm not calling for it, and I'm keeping things incredibly simple. For more than you ever thought you wanted to know about pimento cheese, just feel free to read through today's posts or just jump ahead to the recipe itself. I think you guys are going to love this one. It's a total crowd pleaser, and it always makes everybody smile, and I don't think I've ever entertained without a bowl of this stuff on the table. So I hope you guys love it as much as my family does. And with that,